Good morning, friends.
Good morning.
My name is Lisa Pavi-Hegel. My pronouns are she, her, and along with lead minister Reverend Krista Taves, welcome to Eliot Chapel. We are so glad you are here. I forgot my script this morning, and Krista told me I could use her computer, and then now she's making me remember it and do it from memory while she gets it up. So, what else do we normally say? Oh, yeah. Sharon Morgan. Where's Sharon Morgan? Sharon Morgan is going to save me by telling everybody that she is your pastoral care for today if something is weighing on your heart. She'll be available after the service. If you have little ones with you in the service today and they get a little restless, please take them to Adams Hall. There's plenty of room for them to run around. And young families, if you are here, we have snacks in Adams Hall as well. I don't think you have to be a young family to enjoy snacks. So snacks in Adams Hall after the service. Guests, thank you so much for being here as well. Ann Lemon and Tim Gardner are our triple threat on the welcome team today. If you are new, please see them. They know everything about everything, but most specifically about Eliot Chapel. And look for them in Adams Hall. So for those people who know Tim and Ann, you know I'm not lying. They know everything about everything. There are guest forms at the entrances, and also there's a QR code on the screen and in your order of service. You cannot escape the QR code. Please scan the QR code and fill it out so that we can stay in touch with you. Join us for coffee hour after service, and if you grab a blue cup, we'll make sure that you are warmly welcomed. And for those of you who have been here for a while, if you see a blue cup, you know what to do. In other words, welcome them warmly and be nice to them. I don't know why that sounded mildly threatening. Our online coffee hour is at 1:30. Now I invite you as you wish to join in our welcome today by responding with "You are welcome here" at the end of each statement. And then we're going to try to do "And it is good to be together" at the very end. And I think it's especially important for today's service. If you are black, brown, white, Indigenous, APIA, whatever your origins, you are welcome here. If you are an immigrant, a refugee, or a person without documentation, you are welcome here. If you have a disability, visible or invisible, or if you are neurodiverse, you are welcome here. If you want for nothing or struggle every day to make it through, you are welcome here. No matter whom you love or what your gender identity, you are welcome here. For this is a community of diversity, of love, and of justice, and it is good to be together. All right. Why are Macs hard? Now, let us enter into the spirit of worship. Said at the first service, I'll say it again, a beautiful player on a beautiful instrument. The flaming chalice is a symbol of Unitarian Universalism. We light a chalice to signify that we are entering into sacred space. Our words today are by Odette Fulbright Fulson. This light we kindle is set in the lamp of our history. We inherit this free faith from the brave and gentle, the fierce and outspoken, all of the hearts and minds that have come before us. Let us be worthy inheritors of this faith, and through our good works, pass it boldly to the next generation. Please rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn, I'm Gonna Lift My Sister Up, and remain standing for our congregational covenant.
I'm gonna lift my sister up, she's not heavy. I'm gonna lift my sister up, she's not heavy. I'm gonna lift my sister up, she's not heavy. If I don't lift her up, if I don't lift her up, if I don't lift her up, I will fall down. I'm gonna lift my brother up, he's not heavy. I'm gonna lift my brother up, he's not heavy. I'm gonna lift my brother up, he's not heavy. If I don't lift him up, if I don't lift him up, if I don't lift him up, I will fall down. I'm gonna lift my sibling up, he's not heavy. I'm gonna lift my sibling up, they are not heavy. I'm gonna lift my sibling up, they are not heavy. If I don't lift them up, if I don't lift them up, if I don't lift them up, I will fall down. I'm gonna lift my neighbor up, they are not heavy. I'm gonna lift my neighbor up, they are not heavy. I'm gonna lift my neighbor up, they are not heavy. If I don't lift them up, if I don't lift them up, if I don't lift them up, I will fall down.
In Unitarian Universalism, our covenants are the agreements we make between us for how love becomes real. Please join me in speaking our congregational covenant. As a free congregation, we promise to one another our mutual trust and support. To great beloved community, we promise to be kinder to each other than we have to be, to listen fully to each other with an open mind and heart, to speak responsibly and respectfully, and to find ways to improve our church for all of our members and friends. Please be seated. Every week, we share our offertory with an organization in the community that reflects our values and commitment to service. This month, we're sharing our plate with Kirk Care, an organization with a long relationship here at Eliot Chapel. They provide food and utility assistance right in our home community at a time when it could not be more important to do so. As we prepare to give, we welcome the presence of children in the sanctuary when they're here. And our hope is that together, young and old, we practice generosity, knowing that our gifts create ripples of love and care in our own community. So let us give joyfully. To do so, you can donate through the plate or the QR code on the screen. You can also text Eliot and shared plate, one word, and the amount you wish to give to 73256. You'll get a link in the reply text that will take you to our platform where you can finish the transaction. Let us be a generous people. please join me in dedicating this offering to the work of the church, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action. We dedicate our lives, and these are offerings.
Today's wisdom story is called The Boy Who Wouldn't Share by Mike Reese. Edward was a frightful boy who wouldn't share a single toy. Even with his sister Claire, Edward simply would not share. She could not ride his rocking horse. "It's mine," he said, "not yours, of course." She could not wear his wizard's hat. "It's mine," he said, "now give me that." She could not hug his teddy bear. "It's mine," he said, "why should I share?" She could not even touch his slinky. "It's mine," he said, "you'll make it stinky." As for his blow-up Frankenstein, "It's mine," he said, "it's mine, mine, mine." Edward went into a rage if she went near his hamster cage, his truck, his duck, his train, a doll he didn't even really like, his hockey stick, his bowling ball. "They're mine," he said. "I want them all." Oh, Edward. You could just see Edward's little smile from somewhere deep inside the pile. When Edward's mom came in with fudge, Edward found he could not budge. His mother didn't see him there, so she gave it all to Claire. But Claire knew it was only fair to share her fudge with Teddy Bear. Oh, Edward knew that he'd been crabby, grouchy, grumbly, greedy, grabby. "Share my toys," said Edward. "Take them, hold them, hug them. You can even break them." And Claire, who did not hold a grudge, helped him out and gave him fudge. "Sorry," said Edward. "It's my fault. It's mine." And wouldn't you know it, the day turned out fine. And that is the end of our story. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Lisa. And now we're going to clean this up before we pray, because we don't need to look at Frankenstein while we pray.
You don't.
All right. Our prayer this morning is by Eliot Ortega. He is the president of Meadville Lombard Theological School, which is one of our 2 seminaries. He's a wonderful person and a friend. And so we're going to start our prayer, as we often do, taking the time to center as we center, feeling inside us, rooted in the core of who we are at a deepest level, if we can find our way there. And let us ground ourselves as we do, feeling the strength, the solidity, the firmness of the earth below us. And as you are willing and able, let's enter into the spirit of prayer and meditation with 3 deep breaths. Spirit of endless gifts, as this day unfolds its mysteries and wonders, we pause to acknowledge the blessings already present and gifted to us, the breath that fills our lungs, the ground that supports our being on this earth, the webs of care and aid that hold us. As the day unfolds, we treasure those unexpected kindnesses, lessons learned, beauty glimpsed, love expressed. May gratitude be our first thought. Even in difficulty, blessing hides. We hold tenderly both joy and sorrow, ease and struggle. Life offers the full spectrum of experience, and in each we can find threads of grace. What has challenged us today has also grown us. What has wounded us has also opened us. In complexity, we find the fullness of being alive. Let us enter into a time of silence. Let us speak the names of those we would hold in our love and care. May gratitude be our first thought and our constant companion. Blessed be. Today we're talking about gratitude as an act of democracy. And so to prepare our spirits for that, I invite us to rise and body our spirit for one of the most beautiful hymns about our country, My Country, 'Tis of Thee.
My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my forebears died, land of glory, let freedom ring. My native country, the land of the noble free, thy name I love. I love thy rocks and rills, thy woods and templed hills. My heart with rapture thrills like that above. Let music swell the breeze and ring from all the trees, sweet freedom's song. Let mortal tongues awake, let all that breathe partake, let flocks their silence break, the sound prolong.
Please be seated. We have a very special guest with us, someone that many of us already know. His name is Latrell Stanton, and he is a community organizer with Metropolitan Congregations United, of which we are a member, and we have worked together in partnership for many, many years and for very, very important issues that have affected all Missourians. And so it is my great pleasure to welcome Latrell to this pulpit.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. First of all, I want to start out just by saying thank you to the Most High and the Source, and just for allowing me to walk the path that they have set before me. Like she said, my name is Latrell Stanton. I am the Transformative Justice Organizer for Metropolitan Congregations United. Metropolitan Congregations United is a non-for-profit organization that helps churches achieve their community goals. And so it often said, what does MCU do? And the answer is whatever you guys need us to do. So don't hesitate to call. Now, we're talking about democracy. And so I just wanted to let everybody know how I came to build this relationship with Eliot, was through the Healthy Families Initiative ballot. I was collecting signatures. I came here and collected some signatures and build lifelong friendships with a lot of people in this congregation. And so I just wanted to say that since then, Eliot has been a great friend and partner in Kirkwood. You guys have helped us set up shop at the Kirkwood Farmers Market, at all of the fairs and events. You have hosted several events for MCU as well, including the member assembly and Transforming 911. So I'm very proud to be a partner with Eliot. I love the Black Lives Matter visual and all the other great things that you guys do. So, the ballot initiative is not an easy thing. Um, we face hardships through achieving, getting enough signatures in CD2 and CD3 to actually make that ballot happen. And people like Yvonne Sorbel and Jamie Solaki was just instrumental, so instrumental in us getting that passed. So just to let you know, a ballot initiative, we have to collect 200,000 signatures from 6 out of the 8 congressional districts. And so we have to collect those signatures just to get it on the ballot. And we collect the signatures through the bad weather. We collect the signatures through opposition and people, not wanting us to collect signatures. And we achieved that goal, and we actually got it to the ballot where it was overwhelmingly approved by the people of Missouri. Yes. The congregation was a vital part of us getting the Healthy Family Initiative passed. It takes us all to make something like that happen. So I want you all to feel good about that. Give yourselves a round of applause. Now I want you guys to get mad because they overturned that, which is becoming a tradition in the state of Missouri, starting with the puppy mills, Medicaid expansion, and now Amendment 3 and a bunch of different things as well. So the question comes out, why get involved with this process? Because that's the most American thing that you can do. In Missouri, they wrote into the state constitution that we have a right to do ballot initiatives. They wrote into the state constitution that we have a right to do referendums when we feel like the politicians have made a decision that we don't like. Now we are so well at doing that, is now they're currently trying to kill the ballot initiative instead of already the 6 out of 8 that want us to make us get 8 out of 8 and 200,000 even more signatures because they don't want the voice of the people to be heard. And so I say, why do this? This is not a partisan issue. This is about the voice of the people having a say. And isn't that who we are as Americans? Isn't America based on democracy and the people having a vote and the people having a say? So I just want to make sure that people know this is not a partisan issue because we have a voice, and if you do not use it to its fullest capacity, you will lose it. And they will say that you do not want it because you did not fight for it. And so I just implore everybody here to sign petitions. One of the petitions we have is for the gerrymandering, which they have eliminated Kansas City as a majority voting district. Now, mind you, we have 8 voting districts. 2 of them are majority black, St. Louis and Kansas City. Now they have made one of them only majority black, St. Louis, so it's 7, and then it's 1. And also the ballot initiative for Respect More Voters is an initiative to stop them from overturning our initiative wins. So things like the puppy mill, things like the Medicaid expansion, things like healthy families giving earned paid sick leave to parents that get sick, and instead of forcing themselves to come to work and getting everybody else sick, they can actually take time off, doesn't take away from their vacation, it doesn't count as attendance points against them. So who could be against that? The people of Missouri showed that they were not against that. And so please just come out and support these initiatives, support the people, and take action, because if you don't, we might lose the ability to do so. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott. Isn't that a beautiful piano? It's the first week of playing our brand new Steinway O. That was donated through a very generous gift from a member of the Friends of Music. It is beautiful. I also want to thank Luttrell for being here. It's always a pleasure to see you, especially while I'm trying to type my passcode to my computer. I can get it. But thank you. I've really appreciated the friendship that we've built over the time that I've been here and that you've been coming to visit. And I care about you, and I know you care about us, and that is truly a blessing to be grateful for. So it's the first Sunday of November, and my team lost the World Series last night. Oh, I even cried, which is pretty odd because when I lived in Toronto, I dismissed professional baseball as a patriarchal scam to pay little men millions of dollars to catch a little ball. But last month, as the Blue Jays advanced to the World Series, I decided to embrace the patriarchy for a short while, cheer on my team, and take on the risk of heartbreak, which is exactly what happened. But on a positive note, daylight savings time is finally over. Thank goddess, I am not a fan. But even though we gained a blissful hour last night, 42 million people are at risk of losing their SNAP benefits. 2 judges ruled that the cuts were unconstitutional, but we have an administration that doesn't always listen to judges. And so it's possible that 42 million people will wake up tomorrow morning without any SNAP benefits to buy groceries for their families. Now, if you are one of those people who is at risk, my heart goes out to you. If you're a member or a friend of the chapel and you find yourself unable to put food on the table, please let me know, and we can provide confidential, one-time support. Times like this are why the people of this chapel generously replenish our minister's discretionary fund every year. So thank you for those of you who do that. And starting today, regardless of whether the judge's ruling stays or not, we are collecting goods every week for Kirk Care, Circle of Concern, and the Metro Trans Umbrella Group. Every week we're going to ask for a different item. It could be canned meat one week, vegetables the next, diapers, baby formula, beans, personal hygiene items. Every week, starting this Friday, we're going to post an asked for item in our newsletter, pre-service announcements, our Facebook group, Facebook page, and the back of the order of service. And if you can't remember what we're asking for, it doesn't matter. Just put extra stuff in your cart and bring it here either during office hours or on Sundays. Although we can't possibly fill the void, we can do something so that fewer people starve. And can you believe that that actually happens in the wealthiest nation of the world, that people starve in this country? It is unconscionable, just absolutely unconscionable. Now, we're also approaching an election that almost no one is paying attention to because it's not the midterms, it's not the general election, which is way more dramatic and sexy. They are municipal elections. How many of you know there's an election on Tuesday? All right, well, more of you, everybody now knows there's an election on Tuesday. The November 3rd election ballot features mostly municipal decisions, which can often feel tedious, boring, and less impactful, even though they're not. So turnout is usually very low, which means the few people who do show up have more of a weight than usual. Now, on my ballot, I am in the Rockwood School District, right? And there is a proposition to increase the tax levy for the Rockwood School District. How tedious and boring, except that it really isn't tedious and boring. Both Wildwood and Chesterfield, 2 of the highest income cities in the St. Louis region, are in this district, and yet the district has one of the lowest amounts per student in St. Louis that's being spent per student because the voters haven't approved a tax increase in, get this, 31 years. 31 years, no tax increase. And yet this is a demographic on the higher end of the spectrum that expects high-quality schools, but somehow hasn't put 2 and 2 together and realized that investing in teachers, is investing in children. How do you value education but ask your teachers to subsidize your kids' education with low levels of salaries, and they can't even live in the district where they're teaching? I mean, there's just such a disconnect here. So my ballot isn't boring at all. I suspect your ballots aren't boring either. It's about, it's time. Just read your ballot, figure out what's on it, make a decision, and go and vote. It is a way that we express gratitude for the democracy that we live in. Even in the most boring, tedious election, what's on our ballot asks us to make decisions that engage our values. What is considered worthy? Who is considered worthy? What is going to do the most good? What's the definition of good? What is the most fair? And what's the definition of fair? And we're always trying to balance what's good for us personally and what is best for the community. And sometimes they don't match. And when that happens, what do we choose? As Unitarian Universalists, we ask ourselves not just to think what's best for us personally, but what is best for all. That's what it means to have covenant at the heart of our faith and our life. We covenant with each other and with all to have love always at the center. It can never be just about us. So in this season of a return to standard time, the end of baseball season, the avoidable starvation that we're now toying with, and a barely noticed, not boring election, I want us to consider centering a value that is more important than ever. A value that is life-saving, literally life-saving, spiritually and psychologically life-saving. A value that often feels like a boring platitude, but is anything but. Back in 2007, when Unitarian Universalists were still debating whether we can believe whatever we want. Note, we can't because beliefs have consequences, but at that time it was a really big debate. Unitarian Universalist minister Galen Gingerich proclaimed that gratitude is at the core of Unitarian Universalism. He put it higher even than love, which I think goes a bit far because gratitude is a form of love. But what excited me about his theology 2 decades ago is that he understood gratitude as a discipline, as part of faith. Right? Which was pretty radical at the time because we didn't like to think of discipline as a part of our faith. UU orthodoxy at the time, and yes, we always have orthodoxies, it's just human nature, was that freedom was the center of our faith. And something like discipline felt like the opposite of freedom. Too controlling, too much like the religions many of us had left. But in the last 2 decades, we have come to embrace that discipline, when freely chosen and practiced within a covenant of love at the center, is powerful. It's liberating. And it is, in fact, a path to the freedom that we value. This is what Gingerich wrote about gratitude. 2 dimensions of gratitude make it fitting for our defining religious practice. One has to do with a discipline of gratitude that reminds us how utterly dependent we are on the people and world around us for everything that matters. I want to say that again because it's really important. The discipline of gratitude reminds us how utterly dependent we are on the people and world around us for everything that matters. Notice how the discipline of gratitude has little to do with feelings. It's about a whole life orientation, much more than the words we might say around a Thanksgiving table, meaningful as they are. Gratitude is a discipline that orients us in a deeper and deeper awareness of how dependent we are on each other. It's the lens through which we understand our lives and what we're here for, what we are living for. Just think of how many ways that we are held in this moment. It's really staggering, the complexity of it. And not just in terms of relationships and communities, but also as elemental, as utilities, in roads, and education, and health systems, and ecology, and sick pay. Even the chair you're sitting here came through interdependent systems from the workers who harvested the wood, from the workers who created and shaped the rest of the materials, those who transported them, those who assembled them, those who built the vessels that transported them, then the volunteers here who selected them, some of you whom are still here, the money raised to purchase them, the people who set them in place, and now the cleaning company that cares for them with products shipped from around the world that were themselves created through layers and layers of systems, ecologies, and human beings. You know how we could go on and on, right? On, and the complexity would continue to deepen. It is endless, and orienting ourselves to this endless interdependence. That's the discipline of gratitude. That's the discipline of gratitude. But Gingrich goes on. He writes, from this discipline of gratitude flows an ethic of gratitude that obligates us to create a future that justifies an increasing sense of gratitude from the human family as a whole. The ethic of gratitude demands that we nurture the world that nurtures us in return. It is our duty to foster the kind of environment we want to take in and therefore become. So I'm going to say that again. The ethic of gratitude demands that we nurture the world that nurtures us in return. It is our duty to foster the kind of environment that we want to take in and therefore become. Now, back in 2007, when he wrote this. I mean, today this doesn't sound really radical at all. But back when he wrote this in 2007, those words, duty, obligation, demand, became hot items, hot buttons, words that a lot of liberal-minded people were uncomfortable around because we don't want to be forced into anything. Right? Our freedom is so important to us that we didn't want to feel like, I am not obligated. What is duty? Duty was taught to me in those repressive religious systems that I shucked off, and there I was free, right? So a lot of people were triggered by the words obligation, duty, demand, and that's understandable. That's understandable when you have experienced having your freedom suppressed in the service of an ideology that's not yours. And many of us have had that experience. But there has to be a place for those in our UU theology for us to be authentically and truthful to the discipline of gratitude that asks us to fully comprehend the enormity, the complexity of which we are part of. And Gingrich anchored his theology of gratitude in them. Obligation, duty. Again, this ethic, just like the discipline, is not about feelings. It's not about having the right emotions or saying the right words. The ethic of gratitude is about action. It is about how we are called to respond to the suffering around us and in us with the vision of how things should be. And this ethic should be anchored in our psyches. I mean, we do have the obligation and the duty to nurture the world that is nurturing us in return. And that's why we said yes to doing everything we could to pass the Healthy Families Act, everything we could to make sure that we raised the minimum wage, to make sure that there was sick pay for all full-time workers so that moms don't have to choose between going to work, taking care of themselves, and feeding their families. That was so elemental, so basic. And yet, we have a legislature that at the first opportunity nullified that vote by striking down sick pay. Workers had sick pay for like a few days, and then it was gone. Where's the ethic of gratitude in that? How can you make a decision like that? Only if you've been separated from your discipline of gratitude. Only if you've been separated from that deep inner knowing, that sense, that belonging, that conviction that we need each other, that we're dependent on each other, that we are here for each other. Similarly, when legislation passed another gerrymandering bill, there have been so many gerrymandering bills from both parties. There have been so many gerrymandering bills to weaken the black vote, to weaken the vote of people of color. It is an old story in this nation that we keep playing over and over again. And it reminds me of that little boy who wouldn't share his toys, right? The little boy wouldn't share his toys. Mine, 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 mine. But what happened in the long run with that mine, mine, mine? His mom comes with the fudge. He's burdened with these toys. Can't even reach the sweetness that is meant for him and his sister, the sweetness that is meant for us all. These votes betray the utter dependence we have on each other. The act of gratitude obligates us to create a future where the power of the black vote, the power of the brown vote, the power of our vote is protected and amplified, where the power is amplified, protected, and grounded so that it cannot be taken away. Because right now it's being taken away. Our power is being taken away. So in the light of this, let's think about this, that democracy is not just something we are thankful for. Democracy is an act of gratitude. Democracy should be viewed through the discipline of gratitude and acted upon with the ethic of gratitude. So people, not politicians, that is an act of gratitude. Respect Mo voters is an act of gratitude. Signing the petition is an act of gratitude. Gathering signatures is an act of gratitude. And those petitions are waiting in Adams Hall for your signatures. And they're also waiting for volunteers like you to gather more signatures. Because what we know is the state administration is doing everything it can. Right now, they're focused on protect people, not politicians, to stop this referendum from happening. There's 150,000 signatures that we've gathered. 50,000 more than 100,000, but already the administration has succeeded in nullifying all but 80,000. We have to make sure that our voices are loud and persistent and always anchored in an ethic of gratitude. Otherwise, we become part of the spiraling, the separation from a discipline of gratitude that separates us from the true, deep internalization that we are dependent on each other for everything. Every act of democracy, when it embraces radical independence, is an act of gratitude. When we vote for the well-being of all, that is gratitude. When we hold tightly to our First Amendment rights, that's an act of gratitude. When citizens using their constitutional rights line the streets of suburban Chicagoland holding whistles and horns to warn their neighbors that ICE is present, that is a democratic act of gratitude. When an immigrant meets the League of Women Voters after their citizenship ceremony and fills out a voter card, I know personally what that's like because I did it. It's an act of profound gratitude. We sign petitions to protect each other's freedom and worth. We call our legislators who pretend not to listen, and we speak out of love. That's gratitude anchored in both the discipline and an ethic. And it is the center. It's the center of who we are. If we carry gratitude with us in all things, it becomes much more than a platitude that we say around our Thanksgiving tables, even actually deeply meant. Our actions speak much louder. So in 2 weeks, here's another act of gratitude that we're about to enter as a congregation. Dr. Chad Keller, beloved member of this congregation, bequeathed us his home. His home, because he believed so deeply in this congregation. He was rooted in a discipline of gratitude, moved on through an ethic of gratitude so that we can receive this gift. in the service of our mission and vision. And in the receiving, this is also an act of gratitude. The tools of democracy are steeped in gratitude that points us to a more perfect union. And as these tools are weakened, it is our discipline of gratitude that helps us remember what should be, and our ethic of gratitude that moves us to action. We need this to keep our hearts open, to keep us steady, to help us resist cynicism and hopelessness and the illusion that we don't matter, and that what's happening in our country is a one-way trip. It is not. It is not a one-way trip. And we have something that we can do about that. And we know there's no guarantees. But how can we not move forward when you're steeped in a discipline of gratitude and are so filled with that beautiful and painful awareness of how interconnected we are? So you know how I usually give you homework at the end of my messages, and I usually give you one thing to do? I'm giving you a lot of things to do this week. First of all, if we're citizens, sign the People Not Politics petition and the Respect Mo Voters petition if you haven't already done so. Then you're going to read your ballot, figure out what it means, and vote on Tuesday. And then you're going to call and write your legislator every day until this unneeded shutdown is over. Can you do that? And if we have the means, we're going to add more items to our grocery cart every single week. And if you're a member, you're going to come to the congregational meeting in 2 weeks, whether by person or by Zoom or through a proxy, to vote to receive this tremendous act of gratitude that we have been blessed by. And don't forget to appreciate that precious extra hour last night gave us. I'll close with the words of Reverend Elias Ortega. May gratitude be our first thought and our constant companion. Blessed be. I invite you to rise in body or spirit as you're willing and able for our closing hymn, This Joy That I Have.
This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away.
Let us extinguish our chalice and share our benediction. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
We will keep a place for you wherever you may go. We'll sustain this home of faith and love you've come to know. Go in peace, bring hope to hearts that yearn. We will keep a place for you till you return.
And now, may the Spirit of life hold you, may love bless you, and may joy find a place in your days. Go in peace.